this now. That is, of course, the seaside, but what are the tastes? My next guest is Rebecca Story, who sold food at showgrounds. Sorry, mind the seagull. But due to COVID, found herself without a big top, of course. But that hasn't stopped her, though. The wonderful news is she's now delivering fairground and seaside treats to homes near Clacton. Her business is All the Food of the Seaside. Good morning to you, Rebecca.
Good morning, Ben.
How are you, all right?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good, thank you. Tell us a little bit about what you were doing then and what you've decided to do now.
Originally, we're travelling showmen, fifth generation, and obviously when COVID hit and everything went into lockdown and everything closed, there was no fairgrounds, there's no seasides, everything. In the first lockdown, you couldn't even get a McDonald's, could you? So we come up with the idea that Caesars, you couldn't get your little treats from the seaside, we'd fetch them to you. And on the 11th of May 2020, we started All the Food of the Seaside, delivering hot fresh donuts, candy floss, popcorn, sweets, toffee apples, and giving a bit of joy, really, cheering people up.
And how's it gone?
Yeah, it's gone well. The first lockdown was really well, and then obviously when things started opening, we're still doing it. We've carried on all the time. We closed for Christmas, and then we've restarted again 2 weeks ago. And everything's going really well. New menu, all new items this year from last year to shake it up a bit, and we're just really getting really lovely, good reviews about it all.
And what sort of things are you serving up, Rebecca? What can you deliver to people's doors?
We can deliver to the front door hot fresh donuts, sugar and cinnamon ones with Nutella on. We do toppings ones, biscoff with biscuits, Cadbury's spread, Cadbury's chocolate. We've just started 2 nights ago Belgium chocolate ones, which is all covered in milk and white Belgium chocolate with all different toppings. They're not hot though, because of the chocolate. Valentine's, we was doing glazed ones with all Haribo sweets covered on them. We make fresh popcorn every day. Candy floss is freshly made to order. Fresh toffee apples to order. And we're just now getting more into the sweets as well. The pizza boxes full of the kilogram sweets, you know.
Wow, I mean, that sounds real seaside treats there, Rebecca. What are you kind of making them? Or have you got a van that you kind of drive around in and just make it on the spot outside the person's house and then drop it off? Or
no, we'd love to, but obviously it's because these are traditional donuts. They're all cooked in oil, so obviously you can't do that. So I cook, my husband, he delivers them.
Yeah.
So and they're all warm when they get there. They're still warm. The amount of people that message and say, "Oh my gosh, I didn't think they'd still be hot. I thought they'd be cold," and they're not. And it's lovely to hear, because we try our best to make sure that they're there and just how they should be, and they do. So.
Rebecca, that's great to hear. Talk to me about the showground, the fairground. I mean, presumably that was a year-round thing, was it? Or you probably shut up for winter and the rest of the time you're travelling around?
Yeah, it's been very hard, you know. We was hoping that in July, when the government opened everything up again, that we could start. But unfortunately, it never happened. You know, you could go to a theme park, you can go to Alton Towers, you can go to Legoland, but you can't come to your little fairground on your green, which is, you know, it's a shame. The Showmen's Guild of Great Britain, they've been going for over 130 years, and now we're fighting to get open again. We've got 6 lovely ladies that started up a campaign called Future for Fairgrounds, and they're just trying to bring awareness to the heritage and the situation of prejudice that we're in, whereas none of the councils are willing to let us get back to giving a bit of fun to people, you know. That's the problem.
And is the hope that, I mean, obviously we're chatting about this next week, that when Boris Johnson unveils his roadmap into reopening, you're included somewhere in there and in the same bracket as the other more popular attractions you just mentioned?
Well, yeah, really. I mean, in the tiers 1, 2 and 3, we were still unable to get travelling.
I think we just lost Rebecca there, but we got the gist of what she was saying. But well done, and we spoke a little bit yesterday, didn't we, about, you know, how you just try and work a little bit differently and try and get a little bit more creative when it came to the theatres being closed, and Rebecca very much in the same boat. That's made me start to crave sweet treats, and I don't think I'll be alone in that during lockdown, because this coincides with a survey on food habits by King's College London and Ipsos Mori, which says that in lockdown 48% of us said they'd put on weight, 29